The United States Geospatial Intelligence Foundation Board of Directors takes very seriously each year the selection of the recipient of the Arthur Lundahl-Thomas Finnie Lifetime Achievement Award. As we've now gathered since 2003, we recognize the building of community is a huge responsibility, and we recognize how the technology has changed our tradecraft. But as the thousands of us meet this year, you recognize you have bestowed upon your board the responsibility of picking just one individual each year to receive this prestigious honor. I'll tell you a story sort of based on accomplishments. An honorary member of the American Society for Photogrammetry and Remote Sensing. The National Reconnaissance Award for dedicated service to the Image Directorate. The CIA Office of Research and Development invaluable contribution to the Model-Supported Positioning Project. I love this one. The Grand Trophy Albert Abrams Award for rigorous mathematical modeling of airborne push broom imaging system. The technical story began long before graduating with a BS in civil engineering from Cairo University and recognizing that a Master's of Science and a PhD of Cornell in photogrammetry and geodesy would position this person to begin a career in private industry, but quickly realized it was research and support of the larger mission in his newfound country with the U.S. Geologic Survey, the National Geodetic Service, and a career at Purdue University where he taught and conducted research. Purdue, in the middle of the country, must not have been enough because our recipient was a visiting professor at ITC in the Netherlands, Stuttgart, Munich universities in Germany, and a visiting research scientist to Tech and the Defense Mapping Agency. When you pick up a thick, heavy volume on geodesy and photogrammetry, it may be one of the authored or co-authored 7 books that our recipient wrote. Least squares adjustment, surveying were the themes. Least squares adjustment, the model for a solution of an overdetermined system of equations based on the principle of least squares of observation residuals. It is used extensively in the disciplines of surveying, geodesy, and photogrammetry, the field of geomatics. The founder of the program at Purdue University over 50 years ago, on behalf of the board of directors, the 2018 Lundahl-Finnie Lifetime Achievement Award is awarded to Edward Mikhail. Professor Edward Mikhail, please join me.
Good morning. All right, that's better. Thank you so much for this wonderful introduction. I am profoundly honored and humbled to receive this incredible award from an organization that is unmatched in the world. You may not know, but I had the absolute pleasure of meeting Mr. Finnie early in my career. Soon after I got to Purdue University, I went to St. Louis, where he was leading the Aeronautical Chart and Information Center, ACIC, which was one of the two components that eventually made up the Defense Mapping Agency, to pitch a PhD program. As it was just said a few minutes ago, he believed in education, and it took them less than 3 weeks to accept my proposal. And from then on, I started getting a stream of employees from that organization, the Army Map Service, and then, of course, the Defense Mapping Agency, then NEMA, and then eventually, of course, the current organization. I don't really know if I deserve this award. I believe that when I met Mr. Finnie, little did I know that I will ever be standing here to receive this award that, together with the other titan of the community, is named after. I'm the only educator so far, so I consider myself very privileged to join such a very highly respected group of outstanding past awardees who have been stalwarts in safeguarding the security and well-being of our nation. In fact, I believe that this award should be rightly given to my former graduate students who, after graduation, developed into exceptional scientists and engineers and artists, leading the GEOINT community to cutting-edge technology advances. I can mention a fairly large number of people that I was absolutely honored to have had as graduate students, the likes of Dr. Bob Ballou, Ray Helmering, Dave Alspaugh, John Unruh. Many of those guys have already been given an award of recognition within the community. I also had the good fortune of going to INPEC very early in my career on the basis of an article that I had written. I wasn't even a citizen then, but they gave me a tour, and within a couple of months, I had the absolute pleasure of having some of the best minds in that organization come and work with me to get their PhDs. They had my first PhD, in fact, Dr. Bob Rogers, Dr. Dave Gifford, Dr. Jim Baker. So in many ways, I, in a humble way, contributed also to the INPEC community. I feel that all I really did to those people is to just offer them an environment to develop their own innate abilities and hone their own personal skills. And I take an extremely small amount of pleasure, not in having taught them, but in watching them develop into leaders of the community. But I cannot, in all conscience, refuse to take the award since the board decided to give it to me. So I'm going to offer my most sincere appreciation, and I humbly accept it with heartfelt gratitude as the crown of my career, which I shall cherish for the rest of my life. I promise that I will continue to support the community to the best of my ability, both directly and indirectly. Thank you very much.